We are live. What is going on, people? How are you guys doing? Need to open up where I need to be, close a few tabs. We never really prepare ourselves when we do a live stream. I always do it last minute, so I'm never prepared. Bear with me for one moment. I shall be with you very shortly. Here we go. Yo, ABC Def, what is going on, man? How you doing? How you doing? 2 streams in 2 days. Crazy. Dominic Chechery, hi, when are you uploading on your second channel? I've been thinking of ideas what to put up. I've been debating what I want to put up on that second channel. I've had a few ideas. I think it's coming soon. I shouldn't have announced that channel so early, to be honest. But yeah, I do still plan on getting that started fairly shortly. We'll see what direction that takes. Obviously, totally non-boxing related. OmniSurge Media, what's up, man? How you doing? A great weekend of fights coming up. Great weekend of fights. Unfortunately, I cannot see the fights live. I'm going out that night, but I'll catch up all the next day on Sunday. Some great fights, though. Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. I mean, I'm still in two minds about that fight. I'm really not confident in my pick. So I picked Keith Thurman on points, close points win. But I'm not confident at all, to be quite honest. I just can't trust Keith Thurman these days. But at the same time, Manny Pacquiao, he's 40 years old. My thinking is Manny these days, he's a lot more flat-footed. I think Keith Thurman's legs will win him that fight, to be honest. Yeah, I've got Keith Thurman, close points win. And also the undercard's quite good as well for the Thurman card. I actually quite like the undercard. I really like the fight between Yordenis Ugas and Omar Figueroa Jr. at welterweight. I think that's a really good fight. Great clash of styles. You've got the boxer in Yordenis Ugas versus the pressure fighter. Really like that fight. I'm picking Ugas, and I'm fairly confident in my pick. But Ugas in the past, he has kind of gassed out down the stretch. And against a guy with a high-octane style like Figueroa, that could be a problem. I think that's a really good fight. I really do. But I'm picking Ugas on points in that one. Really good fight. Looking forward to that one. ABC Def. Dell, I'm disappointed with the Estrada fight. Yeah, he's fighting a no-name. It really is disappointing coming off that great fight or that great win over Rungvisai in the rematch. To fight a cream puff after that, a bit disappointing. You could say he's earned it, but yeah, you really want to see these guys continue their momentum and fight good competition. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me have a look at this Thurman card. I know there's a few bits on there I like. Like even Sergey Lipinets versus John Molina Jr. on that undercard. I think we all agree Lipinets is a big favourite, but stylistically that fight will be very fun to watch. Molina Jr., he's old, but even today he still comes to fight. He's got power. That's going to be a great fight. Luis Neri versus Juan Carlos Payano. I believe Neri will walk through Payano. Not really a competitive fight in my opinion, but Neri's good to watch. F.A. Ajagba versus Ali Eren Demirezen. That's actually quite a good little fight. Demirezen, 11-0. He can punch. Good amateur background. This is arguably Ajagba's toughest fight to date. So, yeah, I like the card. You've got Kayla Plant as well, keeping busy against Mike Lee. It's decent. Decent card. Dominic Chechery, Khan versus Pac-Man. I'm not really interested, to be quite honest. I can't really get up for that fight. I guess I'd watch it if it happens, but yeah, not really that interested, to be honest. AA Boxing and Blunts, what's going on, man? How's it going? Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Trey Lippe Morrison versus Pedro Martinez tomorrow. Okay, it's good to see Trey Lippe Morrison actually have a fight. You know, the guy's been very inactive due to injuries. Hopefully now he can stay active, stay fit, and have a few fights in a row, you know, in quick succession. I'm not sure how good Trey Lippe Morrison is, to be honest with you, but he's certainly a fun fighter. He's got power in that left hook. I'm not really sure how far he goes, though, to be honest. I'm not sure how far he goes. But again, certainly a fighter where, like, he's going to be entertaining regardless of how far he does go. He's one of those fighters. That's how I see boxing. But that's how I see boxing. A lot of fans, you know, they're really only interested if guys are at an elite level. But you know, if you're a good fighter to watch, I'm going to watch you. Do you know what I mean? No matter what level, I'll watch these guys, man. Yeah, Ultimate Boxer as well on Friday. ABC Def, yeah. Ultimate Boxer. Unbiased, yeah. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Yeah, Ultimate Boxer on Friday should be good. Yeah, looking at Ultimate Boxer, I've got to say, I do make Lawal a big favourite. I've seen a bit of him, and he does look fairly impressive. I'm surprised he's actually going into that tournament because he's a bit of a prospect, and those sort of 3-round fights are very risky. So I'm surprised he's entering it. To be honest with you, I thought Lawal was with Sauerland. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. ABC Def. Estrada would absolutely murder your fight. Yeah, he would. He would. I think he'd take him out to the body, to be honest. Yo, ABC Def, is that true? Charlie Edwards versus Martinez, done for the 31st. If so, I tell you what, that's a good fight. Charlie Edwards would, you know, if that fight's official, he's certainly got his hands full. He really does. That's a really good fight. I'm all for that. That's a good start to the undercard. Let's have a look. It's not on BoxRec yet. But yeah, Julio Cesar Martinez, who beat Andrew Selby last time out, knocked him out with a body shot, I believe, from memory. Yeah, man, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Yeah, I like that. Thanks for dropping that news. I like that. MB, Delboy, have you heard anything of this Irish kid, Aaron McKenna, the Golden Boy fighter? I think the kid is quality every time I see him fight. Fights again this Thursday. Yeah, I saw him on BoxRec. I know he's got a fight scheduled. I've seen him a couple of times, but I can't really confess to know too much about him. But he looks fairly solid. He looks fairly solid. I believe he's like, if he's based out in America, he's getting good sparring. So that's a good thing, you know. I think a lot more Irish and British guys, you know, prospects, a lot of these guys coming out of the Olympics, they should be more open to going to America to start their careers. I really do believe that. I think there's a better standard of coaching out there, more sparring. You know, I think it would actually pay some of these guys to go out there, to be honest with you. Not necessarily fight out there, but train, you know. You know, get good sparring, get good coaching. ABC Def, Nordine Ubali versus Ryan Burnett, who would win? I think you've got to go for Ubali. I like what I see from Ubali. Good pressure fighter, lovely left hook. You know, fights with like a real spring in his step. No, he's a good fighter to watch. Really good fighter to watch. He looks very physically strong as well. Very strong. Yeah, red gloved militant. What's up, man? Yeah, Dominic Ceccheri. I saw that. Joe Cordina. He's on the Lomachenko Campbell undercard. He's fighting a guy called, what was his name? Gavin Wynn. I've never heard of him, so I would need to research him. But yeah, I need to research him. ABC Death. Benson said that Beterbiev versus Vodsek is almost finalized. Yo, that is crazy. That's a great fight. That's a fight where whatever plans I have, I am cancelling. I'm going to make sure I'm not available for anybody. I'm staying in. I'm watching that fight. Someone's going to get cleaned out. Someone's getting knocked out, Sparko in that fight. That's a great fight. I wouldn't know who to pick, though, right now. I would really need to think about it. I like both guys. I was so high on Beterbiev even before he turned pro. His career's not gone the way I expected it to, I can't lie. But regardless, still a really dangerous fighter. Really dangerous fighter. And same with Vodsik. Not always easy on the way up. Had a few scares here and there against the likes of Carpentzi. But he fought Stevenson and got that big win. It's a great fight, man. It's a great fight. Yeah, ABC Def, I agree. I've got Ubali to beat Takuma Inoue, yeah. Yeah. I think he would be too much. I think Takuma Inoue is a nice boxer. He's okay. He's a solid guy, but you would take Ubali in that fight. Anyway, lads, in the chat, on the for the Pacquiao Thurman fight, who have you guys got? Pacquiao or Thurman? I'm intrigued to see who you guys are picking. As I said, I've got Thurman close points. I think he'll just about edge it out. Could be a bit controversial. I think a few people out there may see Pacquiao as the winner, but I've got Thurman on points. Yeah, Levi Khan. Shout out to Levi Khan. He said in the comments before Washington versus Hellenius, bet on Washington. He got it right. Fair play to Levi Khan. Fair play to Levi Khan. Yeah, man, last weekend was a terrible weekend for me in terms of my picks. So I got Washington versus Hellenius wrong. I got Gorman Dubois wrong, both horribly. Not only that, a prospect I really rated, Eduardo Hernandez, he got knocked out in one round. Terrible weekend for me in terms of picks, Terrible. But yeah, good weekend of fights, though. I enjoyed it. Okay, so Dominic's got Thurman. ABC's got Thurman UD, but he hopes Pacquiao wins. MB's got Pacquiao by decision. Levi Khan says Pacquiao, I hope. I guess that means you believe Thurman wins, but your heart is with Pacquiao. Lewis, he's got Thurman. Father Time's going to catch up to Pacquiao a little more. Yeah, that's how I see it. I think Thurman's going to be the fresher guy. He may not be operating at the same level he once was, when he was active, but still the fresher guy, quicker legs, and I believe his legs will win him this fight. I think Pacquiao is going to struggle to close the distance and find the target. I just believe he'll be out of range a bit too often in this fight. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Yeah, man, ABC, I got that totally wrong, bro. Totally wrong. Eduardo Hernandez, he got cleaned out. Cleaned out. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But that's why we watch boxing, man. I mean, if we could call it every weekend, it'd be damn boring. It'd be damn boring. But yeah, I got it horribly wrong this weekend, man. I'm hoping this weekend coming is going to redeem myself, to be quite honest. We'll see. We'll see. Levi Khan, great fight, though. Pacquiao is the Roger Federer of boxing right now. Yeah, man. He is 40 years old, still fighting at elite level. Still fighting the best guys in the world. Outstanding. Outstanding. Yeah, ABC. Diego De La Hoya. He lost to Ronnie Rios. Um, that card actually, that Golden Boy card was actually quite good. I'll be honest. The Ray Vargas versus Kameda fight was okay. I really enjoyed Rios versus De La Hoya, and also the Eduardo Hernandez upset as well. Good little card. Good little card. Dominic Cecchery, Allen or Price? I've got Allen by knockout. I think Price, when he's fresh in the first few rounds, will box behind that jab and he'll win the early rounds. After 3 or 4 rounds, David Price will be ahead. But after the fourth round, David Price will start to gas. He'll start to, you know, be more static, and David Price will get caught. And I believe Dave Allen finishes him maybe mid rounds. Mid round knockout by Dave Allen. That's what I've got anyway. Omni Surge Media, he's got a draw for Pacquiao versus Thurman. No, it could happen. It could happen, man. Dominic Cecchery, Dubois copied Gennady Golovkin, GGG. Yes, sir. Triple D. Good old Daniel. Fair play to him, man. I like what I see from Daniel right now. I do. Guilty Simpson, what's going on, man? Dell, who have you got in the Vlasov Chilemba rematch? I think Vlasov is going to be too active, but at the same time, he is coming down from cruiserweight. So, how will that affect him? Not so sure, but I believe Chilemba's long in the tooth these days. Still a good spoiler, still a good guy to gauge where you're at. But I've got Vlasov. I think Vlasov is too active, to be honest with you. And I like Chilemba as well. I like both of those guys. But yeah, Vlasov. Yeah, Levi says Vlasov. ABC says Vlasov. Yeah, if Vlasov actually fights at light heavyweight, he's another contender. He's no bum. Light heavyweight looking good right about now. Looking very good. Also, lads, in the chat, how do you guys feel about your Dennis Ugas versus Omar Figueroa Jr.? Who have you got in that fight? I'm intrigued. I've got Ugas on points, but I've seen a few people out there pick Figueroa to get this win. I'm kind of intrigued to see where you guys are at. Okay, so MB's got Ugas. ABC Figueroa by dodgy decision. Guilty Simpson, he's going Ugas by stoppage. Dominic, he's got Ugas close points. Levi Khan, Ugas easily another great value bet. Omni Surge Media, Ugas by KO, late KO. I don't think he's going to score a knockout. I think he'll do enough to outbox him and win on points. I really like that fight. I don't know why, but I really like that fight. AA Boxing and Blunts, Figueroa by KO, value bet. If Ugas gets knocked out, it will be late on. Hang on, let's have a look at the odds for this fight. 1 second, lads. Let's get on Paddy Power. Other betting agencies do exist. We are not sponsored by Paddy Power. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, lads. Boxing. Okay, where are we? Ugas. Oh, here we go. So Ugas is 1-2. That's okay, actually. Figueroa Jr. 13-8. There's no method of victory though. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I've got Ugas. Levi Khan says Figueroa is shot. He could be because, like you said earlier, ballooning up in weight, not taking care of himself, that could come to haunt him, to be honest with you. And especially with his style. His style is high octane output. You need to be on it for that type of style, to be quite honest. Yeah, I've got Ugas in that fight. Brian Sutherland would beat everybody in world boxing. Yes, sir. Levi Khan, listen, man, I'm telling you all right now, Ugas is easy money. Omar is baked beans. He's shot, he got injured, got a DUI, he's finished, in it for a paycheck. Yeah, he didn't look great against John Molina Jr. I've got to be honest, he didn't. Chris Hughes in the chat coming through with the betting pro tip. William Hill gives you the best odds or the longest odds. ABC Def, man, don't gamble. I will have a little flutter now and again. Now and again. To be honest with you, 2019, I've barely bet at all. I've really knocked it on the head. Last year was okay for me. 2017 was pretty poor. 2016 was great. So yeah, I mean, overall, I would say I'm kind of even. But there we go. Shepherd of Sons in the chat. 2 days in a row. Must be Christmas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, Omar Figueroa. Yeah, definitely being on that party powder. That Charlie, you know? Yeah, he's on something, man. Figueroa, when he does lose, I wouldn't be surprised if we never see him in the ring again, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't be surprised. He doesn't take boxing seriously. That guy really should not be fighting at welterweight either. He's a little fat kid who he was at lightweight. He was a lightweight champion after he was the lightweight champion after Broner vacated the WBC because Figueroa fought the Japanese dude, Arakawa, whatever his name was. And yeah, he was a lightweight champion. Then Figueroa basically ate himself out of the weight class, and ever since then he's been inactive and hasn't really taken his career seriously. Yeah, I've got Ugas by on points. Sorry, Ugas on points for me. Yeah, MB, he looked fat. He did. Yo, Corey Lee boxing in the chat. What's going on, Corey? Corey Lee boxing in the house. ABC Death. Lipinets versus Red Catch is a good fight. Yeah, Red Catch actually coming off a good win over Devon Alexander. I know Devon was shot to bits, but still, I still expected Devon to win that fight. Devon looked terrible. He looked really bad. Like his punch resistance was gone. His body looked off. I just can't really put my finger on it, but he looked so bad. Awful. Shepherd of Sons, yeah. Red Catch, yeah, he's a blown up lightweight. He is. He got outboxed by Tevin Farmer years ago, Ivan Red Catch. OmniSurge Media, what are your most anticipated matchups for 2020? If you're talking about fights that have been made, Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker, that fight's up there. I think that's a tremendous fight. Really, really looking forward to it. I need to do my prediction for that fight, but that's a great fight. I really like Thurman Pacquiao, to be honest with you. I like Whyte Rivas. There's a fight that's just been announced. Well, it's going to be announced apparently between Charlie Edwards and Julio Cesar Martinez. So there's fights out there getting made. Apparently, Beterbiev versus Vodsek. That's another fight I'm super interested in if it gets made. But yeah, man, there's plenty out there. There's plenty out there. Yeah, Ubali versus Neri. That's another fight to make. ABC Def. And yeah, Lewis Neri, like I said earlier, Lewis Neri is on the Pacquiao Thurman undercard. So it's going to be interesting looking at him, see how he looks against Payano. Payano can box a bit, but I just don't believe he's got what it takes to keep Neri honest, to be honest with you. Guilty Simpson, Jason Quigley versus Turiano Johnson. Interesting fight this Thursday. Okay, that is a decent fight. I don't really rate Quigley, and Turiano Johnson, I wouldn't say he's world level. He's good at a certain level, but a good gatekeeper, I guess. Good fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Quigley loses, to be honest, but I think I'll just about edge Quigley on points in that fight. Yeah, Quigley on points. Shepherd of Sons, Kugan Cassius versus Prince Patel. It's got legs. It's got legs. Prince Patel needs a few wins, though, before he gets that fight with Kugan. Omnisurge Media. I heard about Broner versus Red Catches next. I heard that as well. Not really sure how I feel about that fight. I guess it could be fun. You know, Red Catch is fairly aggressive. He'll come to fight. And, you know, Broner, if he's matched correctly, he can be involved in some good fights. When Broner is fighting guys in and around his level, he can be entertaining. You go back to the Granados fight, the Jesse Vargas fight, you know, fights like that. He can be entertaining. But when you step him up against elite guys, he shells up, he doesn't try, and he basically, he's there to survive. That's when Broner's boring. But if he's matched correctly, he can still be involved in some fun fights. See, I would still love to see Broner versus Figueroa. I think that'd be a great fight, but there we go. Prince Patel versus Nai Inoue is a must-see fight. Yes, man. Let's get it. Prince Patel. Man, he was terrible this weekend, Prince Patel. In all seriousness, he was so bad. Like shelling up, not throwing any punches, absorbing a load of body shots. Terrible. Terrible. ABC Def, listen, Neri isn't as good as we think he is. He's going to KO Payano, but he's really not as good as I thought, and I'd pick Inoue to KO him. Yeah, I would pick Inoue to KO him as well. Neri is good. He brings good pressure. He's big for the weight, and he's got power in both hands. But you know, I've got Inoue to win that fight. I think he knocks him out as well mid rounds. Dominic Chechery, have you seen Ty and Booth's recent video? Yeah, I have. The ending of that video, classic. CJW, Stevenson or Galahad? I've got Stevenson, to be honest. I know Stevenson still is kind of unproven, but stylistically, I believe he will give Josh Warrington fits. I really believe he's a bad style matchup for Josh Warrington. I've got Stevenson. But yeah, and Stevenson knows that already. Oh, I said Warrington, didn't I? Sorry. Stevenson beats Galahad, yeah. Sorry. And he beats Warrington. ABC's got Galahad by boring decision. Damn. Now I reckon Stevenson pieces him up, outboxes him. I think Stevenson's a good talent. Just needs to stay out of trouble. You know, he can't be out there smacking up hoes in parking lots. You know, it's not a good look. Each to his own and all that, but like, at least make sure there's no cameras about. I'm joking. MB. Stevenson will be the best boxer in the world. He could be, man. He's got a high. I think he's got a high ceiling. I really do. Very good boxer. Yeah, exactly. CJW. No way would Josh beat him. I agree. I've got Stevenson in that fight on points though. I know it may sound like I'm hyping the guy up too much, but I would take Stevenson in those fights. Dominic Chechery, I don't understand why Warrington is so hated. I think a lot of it comes from his fan base more than anything. A lot of people don't like that Leeds crowd, that Leeds football fan base. That puts some people off. And also, I've noticed a lot of people are saying Warrington's getting a bit too cocky, a bit too big for his boots. So I think it's that British mentality, though. Like when you're not winning, when you're on the come up, people will support you. But when you start winning, when you start doing well, you know, I think people then get a bit resentful for whatever reason. But yeah, Warrington, for me, like he is what he is to me. Like he's a good fighter. He can be fun to watch. Good champion. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't really dislike him. I don't dislike him. I mean, ultimately, Warrington, he's given me the last three fights that they've all been fights I've wanted to see. So he's been delivering for me as a boxing fan. So I can't hate on the guy. That's ultimately all that matters. You know, ultimately, if guys are fighting a good competition, that's all that matters. CJW, I don't think Warrington is even world level. He gets beat by the top guys. I would pick the other champions to beat him. I can't lie. I would pick the other champions to beat him. You know, Leo Santa Cruz, I think, is a terrible fight for him. I really do. Valdez, I would pick. Yeah. And Gary Russell Jr. I would pick all of these guys to beat Warrington. That's not to say Warrington isn't world level, but I just think he's the weakest of the bunch. But time will tell. Time will tell. See, ABC, he's the opposite, and I've seen a few people say this. Valdez is overrated. He'd be beat by all of the champions. That it could happen. It could happen. I've got to confess, Valdez on the come up before he was a champion. I was super high on the guy. You know, I was super high on him, and his career's not really panned out the way I expected. But you know, he's unbeaten. He's a champion. Power. You know, he's good to watch. He's good to watch, and you know, he showed a lot in that Scott Quigg fight. Scott Quigg didn't make weight. He was massive, and you know, he's still got the win. He's still got the win. So yeah, I still think Valdez is a good fighter. ABC Def, he beat Frampton, who beat Leo. Yeah, no, you're right, but I think Frampton, I don't think he's the same guy he was then, and I actually believe Leo beat Frampton in both fights. But that's just again, that's purely my opinion. And Shepherd of Sons, he says the same thing. He felt Frampton lost both fights to Leo Santa Cruz. Yeah, I had Leo winning both fights. Yeah, MB Miguel Mariaga gave Valdez a really tough fight, and then Quigg, you know, broke his jaw. But yeah, the guy, he's a tough old boy. He's a tough old boy. Hopefully, he gets a unification fight in the near future. Valdez versus Warrington is a great fight. It's a brilliant fight. You know, tremendous fight. CJW, Frampton is shot. He could be. He could be. I certainly believe he's past his best. We'll see in his comeback fight, but yeah, I believe he's past his best. Wasn't really impressed with him against Warrington. Valdez has a good fight against the guy Selby beat to become world champion. What's his name? Evgeny Gradovich. Yeah, that he did. He looked good in that fight. He looked really good. Omnisurge Media, that is a great shout. Leo Santa Cruz versus Oscar Valdez at the Staples Center. That would be tremendous. Yo, that would be tremendous. And the thing is, exactly like you said, Heyman and Aram won't work together. We're missing out on so many fights. So many fights. See, fans ourselves, we don't even bring these type of fights up. Sorry, we don't bring these type of fights up because we know they're not going to happen, and that's such a shame. Santa Cruz versus Valdez would be an all-out war. Tremendous fight. And that would be a fight of the year contender. It really would. I would take Leo in that fight, but yeah, great fight. Dominic Chechery breaking. Joshua's advisor sent an email to Eddie Hearn. Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like these days, you know. It's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. Breaking news: Anthony Joshua had shreddies for breakfast. Like, fuck out of here, man. Nonsense. A lot of boxing reporting, though, and a lot of these channels, they become a bit TMZ like, you know. Eddie Hearn said this about so and so. It's like, oh, come on now, in quotation marks. Christ. Whatever. Each to his own, I guess. You know, that's the generation we live in. You know, we've got grown men watching Love Island and shit like that. What do we expect? What do we expect? It is what it is. No offense to any people who watch Love Island out there. Yes, sir. ABC Def. Brain cells will be lost. Santa Cruz versus Oscar Valdez. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, the quags in the chat. What is going on, sir? I'm getting my H money on. What's up, sir? How you doing, quags? How you doing? Looking forward to the weekend's fights. We've got a great weekend coming up. Yeah, it's like a so Love Island is a reality TV show in the UK. It's absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. It's literally like, I don't know, it's trash. It's like a dating show, I guess. Like, I wouldn't watch that with like to get my dick wet. Honestly, I really wouldn't. I couldn't do it. It's so bad. It's so bad. And CJW, Tommy Fury. I really hope this guy gets sparked out for going on that show. Crazy. No, to be fair to Tommy Fury, his profile now is going to be massive. When he comes out of that show, his profile is going to be massive. So I can understand the benefit of it. His audience is going to be, you know, crazy. He might be in the top 10 most popular boxers in the UK now, Tommy Fury. He's up there. I've actually never seen Tommy Fury fight, though. I've never seen him fight. ABC Def in the chat. Please, Frank, just throw Tommy Fury in with angry Artur Beterbiev in just his third fight so he gets brutally beaten. That's his punishment for going on Love Island. Yep. Yeah, Tommy Fury went from 15k followers to 1.6 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. Real talk, you know, Tommy Fury may be more popular than Tyson right now in the UK. I kid you not. That's probably not even being like over the top. Tommy Fury is probably more popular right now. That's madness. He's got all those followers. I still hope he gets knocked out. But there we go. Yeah, the Quags, I've never seen him fight, man. Never seen him fight. Anyway, we've spoken about the Manny Pacquiao card to some extent. What do you guys make of this Dillian Whyte card? Now, I don't believe it's pay-per-view worthy, to be quite honest. But it's a weird one. I don't think it's pay-per-view worthy. But at the same time, I do like a few fights on this card. I don't think it's terrible by any means. Dillian Whyte versus Oscar Rivas. Anybody in the chat picking the upset? Share your picks below. Tell me who you're going for in that fight. I've got Dillian Whyte. To be honest, I think Dillian Whyte by late knockout. Yeah, Dillian by late knockout. But I think Rivas is dangerous. I do, especially in the exchanges. You know, he's got quick hands, quick left hook, good timing. And yeah, he'll be dangerous, especially early on. So Seymour Cox, he's got Whyte by KO. Yeah, what's up, official scorecard? What's going on, man? By the way, lads, I'm sure you guys are aware of official scorecard, but check his channel out. Drop him a sub. Very good channel. I got introduced to official through the BDA podcast. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, Tommy Fury beat some Hungarian whose record was like 10 to 100. Yeah, exactly. Shepherd of Suns. He's got Rivas in that fight. Okay, so we've got Seymour going for Whyte by knockout. We've got Shepherd of Suns going Rivas. Dominic's going to the Whyte card. Okay. Boxing Brains. Rivas is too muscular. The Quags 9th round knockout by Dillian Whyte. Sorry. No problem, official man. No problem at all. Seymour Cox, Riakporhe versus Billum Smith. My prediction. I think Billum Smith is actually a better boxer, to be honest with you. He shows more variety in his work. He can stick and move, he can box. But Riakporhe is like, he's a big, solid dude for cruiserweight. Does the basics well. He's got a lovely jab, lovely right hand, and carries real power. I think it could be similar to the Sam Hyde fight, where Sam Hyde was outboxing Riakporhe, but eventually the power of Riakporhe took its toll. I've got Riakporhe in that fight by late knockout, but it is a really good fight at domestic level. Hopefully the winner fights Lawrence Okole. CJW, he's got Whyte to stop him late on. Yeah, that's what I've got. Rivas is a ripped Colombian crackhead. ABC Def. ABC Def. Dillian Whyte looks pissed out of his head when he gets rocked. Yeah. Yeah, official. I've only seen the Jennings fight. I've seen the Joey A. Bell fight. And after that, pretty much just highlights. I've not seen too much either. But he looks fairly solid. He was a good amateur, Oscar Rivas. He beat Pulev in the amateurs. He beat Andy Ruiz in the amateurs. I know that doesn't mean much, but he's got some decent pedigree. He's got a nice tight high guard, lovely jab. You know, he does the basics well, and he's fairly explosive. Yeah, ABC Def. Riakporhe, yeah, he comes across quite well. Seems like a good dude. Yeah, official, yeah. Yeah, Whyte's definitely favourite for good reason. Yeah. He's a top 5, top 6 heavyweight. I think Rivas is just like a banana skin type opponent where if you're not fully concentrated, he could score an upset and knock you out. But if you're on your P's and Q's, you should win if you're like a top 5 heavyweight. You know? Seymour, Okole fighting Yves Mugabu. Really? I've heard rumours of that fight, but I've not seen anything official. Mugabu's a good like European champion. He's a good boxer at cruiserweight. That'd be a really good test and a risk for Okole. Shepherd of Suns, feed Riakporhe to Tishchenko. Yeah. Yeah, he's a big old boy at cruiserweight. Tishchenko, like 6'5", southpaw, got real power. Good prospect, really good prospect at cruiserweight. 5-0 now. Very good prospect. Moves really well for a big guy as well. Moves really well. Yeah, a lot of these cruiserweights are no jokes, honestly. One second, lads. I need to there we go. Sorry about that. I totally lost my chat screen then. There we go. Sorry, I got lost in the chat. Yeah, ABC. Ngabu's decent. Ngabu's decent at cruiserweight. He can box. He can certainly box. And I think he'd be a risky fight for Okolie at this stage. I really do. But Okolie, you know, he's so physically big. Like, he's awkward. He holds. He leans on you. Just a hard fighter to contend with. Not great technically, but a hard proposition for most guys. Boxing brains. I've bet on Kuribanov to beat Sorrow, but you casuals won't know. And Figueroa. You bet on Figueroa to beat Ugas? Okay. Yeah. He didn't look great against Molina, boxing brains. He really didn't. And as for Kuribanov is quite decent. But Michel Sorrow himself is quite underrated. I think Sorrow's a decent boxer. For me, that's like a 50-50 fight. You know, maybe Kuribanov is a bit fresher, but Sorrow, you know, he's experienced. He's fought at a good level. But that's a really good fight, you know. Kuribanov versus Michel Sorrow. And that goes down on the 20th as well. Seymour Cox, Kuribanov is going to get robbed in France. It could happen. It could happen. Official scorecard. He says, by the way, have you given your prediction for the Pacquiao Thurman fight? Yeah, I'm really not confident, to be honest with you. But my final pick is Thurman close points, maybe controversial. I just believe, I don't know. I think Thurman's legs could be the problem for Pacquiao. You know, I think Thurman's excessive movement. If Thurman gets caught early, I fully expect him to backpedal. I fully expect him to be on his bike, flicking out that jab, and that may fool the judges into, you know, scoring rounds for him. And yeah, I could see him nicking a decision. To be honest, it could be controversial, but I've got Thurman on close points win. I do hope I'm wrong. I would love to see Manny Pacquiao win by good means, like by knockout, and then retire. That's what I would like to see. I would love to see Pacquiao win and bow out on a high. But you know, this is boxing. It rarely works out like that. ABC Def. If Riakporhe somehow becomes a world champion, he would then be the most intimidating looking cruiserweight champion. Yeah. He's not going to win a world title, but I hope he wins something decent. Yeah, so do I. He's a fun fighter to watch as well. He just comes to take your head off, you know? He comes to take your head off. What's not to like? What's not to like? Okay, Seymour. Purse bids for Okolie and Mugabu on the 31st of July. Eddie said they're taking it. Fair play. Fair play. If they actually do that, I'll give Eddie Hearn credit. Fair play. Yeah, MB. Yeah, in the Olympics, Tishchenko, I felt he got a gift decision in the final, to be honest with you. I felt he lost that fight in the final. CJW, Andre Ward is going to come back at heavyweight and challenge Deontay Wilder for the WBC belt. Nah, that's never going to happen. Never going to happen. If that did happen, I would be fully cheering for Deontay Wilder. I'll be completely honest. Never was a fan of Andre Ward. Not my type of fighter. I don't like his style, to be honest with you. Yo, John 99, what is up, sir? MB. He says Sorrow can whack. Yeah, he can. He can punch. He can box as well. He can box well. MB's got Sorrow by knockout against Kurabanov. Kurabanov is quite awkward. He can box well himself, but Kurabanov impressed me earlier on in his career. Recently, he's kind of gone off a boil, but maybe he just needs this step up to show us how good he is. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Shepherd of Suns. Yeah, Kurabanov. He's not looked too good in his last couple of fights. Yeah, yeah. MB. Yes, I do remember that. Liam Smith was supposed to fight Sorrow for the vacant title, but somehow ended up fighting John Thompson. Yeah, Sorrow versus Liam Smith would have been a really good fight as well. Really good fight. Official scorecard. He says, yeah, Del Boy, every result is possible in that fight, and Thurman's fresh legs could be the deciding factor. Pacquiao's old, and Thurman can move for the whole 36 minutes of a fight. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I worry about. I worry about Thurman's legs. I do. You know, I think Pacquiao needs to go for that body early on, that straight left of the body. You know, he needs to find the mark with that shot early on. Try to slow this guy down. As I said, I don't dislike Thurman, but I would love to see Pacquiao do it. I really would. It'd be a great story. But like I said earlier, you know that type of story very rarely happens in boxing. You know, Dell, you convinced me not to bet on Morrison, you dosser. Just kidding. Omnisurge Media. Who do you favour in an Akoli versus Riakporhe fight? I would go for Akoli on points. I think I would agree. I think Akole would neutralise Riakporhe. I think he would tie him up and kind of smother him and win on points. But at the same time, Riakporhe himself is a big dude. He's physically very strong. Maybe Akoli won't be able to manhandle Riakporhe like he's done other opponents. It's a good fight. I would certainly be rooting for Riakporhe. You know, like I said earlier, I like Riakporhe. Shepherd of Suns turning heel in the chat. I would love to see Pacquiao knocked out. Jinky and his fanboys crying. It's going to be great. Christ. Shepherd of ABC, he replies, I'd never want to see Pacquiao get knocked out, but if he loses, the fanboys will be funny, yeah. ABC Def, don't disrespect Andre Ward like that. Nah, I would be Team Deontay Wilder if Andre Ward fought him. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah, boxing brains. Arthur Spielka against Chisora. It's interesting because Chisora struggles with movement. He always has. Spielka is a good mover, good boxer, quick hands, quick feet. If Chisora isn't motivated, there's every chance Spielka could pull off. He could pull off the upset, but at the same time, Spielka's chin isn't great, and his stamina is pretty poor. It all depends on what Chisora turns up, to be honest with you. If it's a lazy Chisora, there's good value there. If not, I think Spielka gets stopped late on, to be honest. Yeah, official, I agree. It's Ward, you know, he fought some really good guys. You know, Kyle Froch, Kessler, Abraham, Miranda, Beaker, Kovalev. He fought some good guys, but his style for me just Nah, it wasn't for me. Plus, I felt he lost the first Kovalev fight, and the second fight was a bit, how it ended wasn't satisfactory to me. Yeah, Ward was good though. He was a very good fighter in his own right. He was a good fighter. How he beat Froch was very impressive. I still think that's his best performance because he damaged his hand in that fight and he basically beat Froch up on the inside with one hand. So that was quite impressive. That was very impressive. That's his best win, in my opinion, because there wasn't any fuckery in that fight. There wasn't any skullduggery. Ward just outmanned, outstrengthed, and beat Froch up on the inside. That was a good performance. That's the thing that really frustrated me with Andre Ward. Like he didn't need to rely on his dirtiness the whole time, like his leaning in with the head or elbowing and things like that. He was good enough to get by without that. But whatever. It is what it is. Boxing brains. Spielka by decision is good odds, but I shouldn't give out free tips to lemmings. Jesus. Jesus. Yo, what's up, Triple J? How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News. What's up, sir? The fight is going to end in a draw. It could happen. It could happen. I've heard your reasoning, and I can see where you're coming from. I really can. I can see where you're coming from. Where were we? CJW, Keith Thurman is annoying. Can't wait for him to get stopped by Spence or Crawford. Yeah, he gets stopped by Spence. He gets stopped with a body, in my opinion. I think Crawford probably stops him as well, come to think of it. ABC, he agrees with Unrivaled. He can also see a draw in Pacquiao Thurman. An Al Heyman draw. Yeah, boxing brains. Spielka, yeah, he was a football hooligan. He was, yeah. He was a football hooligan. And then he started boxing. He got discovered being a hooligan. And and that was his career. That's how it started. Fair play to him, you know? Yeah, ABC Death. Denis Lebedev retired. Very good cruiserweight. And, a guy who doesn't really get the respect he deserves. In my opinion, Lebedev beat Marco Huck. I felt he was very unlucky in that fight. And the other loss to Guillermo Jones, obviously it was a great fight, but Jones was doping in that fight. So that loss again, there's an asterisk there. For me, the only guy to clearly beat Lebedev legit was Gassiev. Yeah, Lebedev was a very good fighter. My favourite Lebedev moment, other than the fight with Jones, was the knockout of Enzo. Good old Enzo. Yeah, that guy got knocked out brutally so many times, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Lebedev, he held it down. Very good fighter. Underrated. And I think he's made the right choice because for me, in his last fight against Mike Wilson, he looked past it. He did look past it. He looked physically, he wasn't there. His punches didn't really seem to carry the same power. Just weren't the same guy. So I'm glad he's retired. Lewis, no worries, man. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. Yes, sir. Take care, Lewis. The Quags, he says, Shepherd loves Pacquiao. Don't let him fool you, Dell. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns was one of the original 08, 09 Pactards. And no, the Quags, man. The Quags is always welcome. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns. Yeah, Ward was a very good fighter, but very dirty. Very dirty. And he proved in the Froch fight, man, he could do without the dirty tactics. He was rough in the Froch fight, but he was beating Froch at his own game. He outmanned him. That was my favourite Ward performance, like I said. Yeah, yeah, Shah, I totally agree, Shah. Spilker needs to move and jab. Chisora can't cut the ring off. If they start trading, Chisora is going to stop him. Yeah, I can see dodgy cards in this fight. Caballero was a split decision. Yeah, exactly. I felt Caballero clearly outboxed Chisora. To be honest with you, I didn't really think that fight was that close. Also, Pulev, I think that was a split decision. For me, he lost both of those fights clearly. But yeah, son of groins, Triple J. Official scorecard. He says true. He was a super dirty fighter and a very protected one as well. Yeah, Ward fought some really good names, but like he never wanted to fight abroad, and he fought in California so many times. That's the only thing about Andre Ward. But he was a very good fighter. He was a good fighter. Dominic Cecchery, who is getting top 7 in the EPL next season. I think City are going to win the league, Liverpool second, Tottenham third, United fourth, Chelsea fifth, Arsenal sixth, West Ham seventh. There we go. Yeah, why was Triple J timed out? Chris Hughes. Yeah, no, Triple J didn't do anything. Come on, Chris. We know like LDBC channel, like anyway, where were we? Yeah, Triple J's a cool dude. Yeah, Ben Haynes, Lebedev beat Hook. The one time the American judge was right and the others were wrong. Yeah, yeah, Lebedev won that fight. It was a good fight. Don't get me wrong, very good fight. But I preferred Lebedev's work in that one. Marco Hook, he had a few bad decisions in his reign. The other one was Fira Arslan. That was a terrible decision, the first fight. But at the same time, you could argue he beat Povetkin at heavyweight. So there we go. Okay, okay. Um, no, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Shepherd of Sons, Caballero's been too inactive as of late. Yeah, he has. He's been very inactive. Boxing brains. I hope Figueroa looks better this time out. Why was he out for so long? I think it's just because he's a lazy fuck. To be honest with you, I think he's lazy, and he balloons up in weight, like was mentioned earlier. I just don't believe he's really dedicated to boxing like that. I don't think he's about it. I think he's in boxing just to make money. One of those guys. Yeah, CJW. Spielker lost his life against Wilder, and now he's coming to fight a shod to bits Derek Chisora. It could be a fun fight, or it could be an absolute stinker. It's going to be one of the two. I think it's going to be the latter. Absolute stinker. We'll see. Omnisurge Media. Now that Patel has lost, who remains in the Cassius sweepstakes? There we go. James Helder. Fresh out the pen. Status of a plum. Jesus. Damn, where were we? Shah Islam, why is Price versus Allen co-main event to a pay-per-view? Yeah, British boxing's really booming. Yeah, exactly. That's a pay-per-view opener, like the first fight on a pay-per-view. Fair enough. Cool. I like it. But co-main event? Jesus Christ. Pretty poor, if you ask me. Pretty poor. It's a good fight. It's a fun fight, but like, come on now. It's a domestic level fight. Let's get it right. We need an improvement. It hasn't been good enough. Hasn't been good enough. Okay, so Chris Hughes and Triple J have settled it out. Fair play, but yeah, Triple J, apologies on my behalf. Dominic, he's got Everton. They're going to finish at least seventh. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like West Ham's business. You know, Fornals for the midfielder they've signed. Very good signing. I think West Ham could do some good things this year. CJW, Dave Allen's going to stop Price when they touch gloves. Yeah, David Price is going to get knocked out on the ring walk. You know, when a fan touches his shoulder when he's walking in, he's going to get knocked spark out. Son of groins. Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay, Seymour Cox. Metro's booked for the 19th of October. Penciled in for Ritson versus Davis Jr. That's a really good fight. Very good fight. Okay, unrivaled boxing talk and news. It's a brave pick. You've got Rivas by stoppage in the 11th round. Okay, Dave Allen round 9. I could see that. Boxing brains. I'm not a good wingman. If any fights break out, I'm hightailing it. No guts. Got to protect my looks. Dell, if you get in a fight at a pub, do you throw do you throw your drink at them, mate? I keep myself out of trouble these days. You know that side to me is long gone. You know I've not been in a fight for about 6 years. I want to say. Yeah, man. I don't get into that business. And even when I was doing some stupid shit, I never got in fights on nights out. Never. You know, I'm pretty chill on a night out. I'm pretty chill. You know. Yeah, Shah. World Boxing Super Series. They've had some bad decisions. Yeah, the Darrell Williams one against Zach Parker was terrible. You know, Darrell Williams clearly won that fight. Awful decision. That really wound me up. Givor against Briadis as well. Yeah. ABC Def. Joe Hughes to upset Lewis Ritson. That will happen. Honestly, if Ritson hasn't improved since his last performance, Joe Hughes will beat Lewis Ritson. Or maybe or if he, well, he'll beat him. Maybe he'll get robbed, but we'll see. Again, we're getting far behind in the chat, lads. We're getting far behind. Yeah, Dominic. Okay, is Chisora co-main event? Okay. Ben Haynes, for all of his faults, Dave Allen hits like a truck. Yeah, the Nick Webb fight was a good knockout. It was, and even the Lucas Brown knockout was a nice. It was a nice body shot. He can punch. He's heavy-handed. Yeah, ABC Def. Sebastian Haller from Frankfurt. Good signing. And I like that Fornals signing. You know, the Spaniard. He looked really good in the under 21s. Very good signing. Really good signing. West Ham, yeah, keeping Declan Rice as well. Good, good. They're doing well. West Ham. They're doing well. Good business. I half expect Villa to have a half decent season as well. I think Villa will do okay. 54 Trail Swan. I know Price is shot, but Price is slow and doesn't throw punches at all. He's like a punch bag. He throws one telegraphed overhand right that you can see from 10 miles away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You mean Alan? Yeah, you're right. He does. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if David Price wins. Ultimately, David Price has fought much better fighters than Dave Allen. You know, he's fought much better fighters than Dave Allen. And if Price had a chin, I think we would all pick David Price to beat Dave Allen. But it's the chin and the stamina, just not there. ABC Def, I'm so excited to see Lomachenko in the UK, yes sir. And apparently, it may have been you who mentioned it. Apologies if so, but yeah, Charlie Edwards versus Martinez on that card as well. I like that. I like that. Dominic Cecchery, Ritson versus Davis Jr. That's very good. Very good fight. Shah, okay. Funny thing is, both Price and Allen turned down Dubois. Price was offered 300k. Jesus, that's crazy. Crazy. That's big money. That's big money to be turning down. Damn. ABC Def. If Rivas stops Dillian, it's going to be late. Maybe. But he's very explosive early on. I know he knocked out Jennings late on, but like a lot of his knockouts have been early. In a lot of fights he comes out he comes out gunning. But against Jennings, he was a lot more reserved. He saved his energy a lot better because he's gassed in certain fights, like the Herve Habu fight. He gassed in that fight, and also the Maldonado fight. He didn't really manage his stamina that well, but in the Jennings fight, he did. So who knows how he's going to play it? Is he going to go for the knockout early on, or will he play it similar to the Jennings fight? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, ABC Def, I agree. Ritson is overrated. Same patterns, same combinations. He struggled with a journeyman last time out. Yeah, he did. He did. Okay, 54 Trail Swan. Damn. You've got Whyte by early knockout. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Dillian can punch ultimately. His left hook is up there. Shepherd of Sons. Dell was a dangerous man back in Stevenage. Christ. Uh, hardly. Hardly. Okay, I think we're far behind again, lads. We are far behind. The Quags. A stiff breeze would knock out David Price at this point. Get the chalk ready. Yeah, listen, man. I'll say this much. Regardless of the result, please, 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 David Price, do not retire. This guy, in terms of entertainment, he's right up there. He really is. Put this guy in there with every puncher in the heavyweight division. I'm always going to watch because I'm a sick fuck. I'm always going to watch. Put David Price in there with a Jagba. Make it happen. Make it happen. Crazy. CJW, Rivas is juiced to the nines. Yeah, he looks juiced. He does. Yeah, sure. The Daryl Williams fight, yeah, disgraceful. Absolute disgrace. Dell was a dangerous man back in the day. More like a fucking idiot back in the day. Christ. Okay, 54 Trail Swan. Actually, Rivas is all wrong for Whyte. Whyte doesn't like pressure fighters, especially with fast hands and punch power. Yeah, Rivas does have fast hands. he's very explosive. He can also counter on the front foot. You know, it's an interesting fight. I think it's a hard fight for Dillian Whyte. It's a fight I believe he wins, but like I said earlier, if he's looking past Rivas, that could end badly. Yeah, ABC Def. Joe Hughes, he's a credit to the sport. He's a proper nice dude. And yeah, he beat Davis Jr. He did. Yeah, ABC, I'm doing I was doing okay, now I'm losing it. Yeah. Pablo Fornal's a very good player. Seymour Cox, Leicester finished top six. It could happen, They signed Tillysmans on a full term deal, 40 million quid. Good signing. I felt he was excellent back end of last season. I'm surprised United didn't go in for Tillsmans, to be honest with you. Bit disappointed with that. I would have loved to have seen him at United. They also signed Iose Perez, who done well at Newcastle last season. Yeah, Leicester could be decent. Leicester could be decent. ABC Def, I'm a Chelsea fan, and we are as good as fucked this season. It's a hard one for Chelsea with that transfer ban, but at the same time, you guys have a great academy. You guys have some great young players. Maybe it could be a blessing in disguise. Maybe these guys are really going to come on. They're going to get game time. It could be a blessing in disguise. I'm looking forward to seeing Hudson-Odoi next season. Hopefully, he gets more game time. Unrivaled group round betting on Allen rounds 7 to 9, Rivas rounds 10 to 11, and picking the draw in Pacquiao Thurman on a treble is 1,988 to 1. Jesus Christ, that's worth a tenner. Fucking hell. Dominic, yeah, I agree. Harry Maguire for 80 million. Bit of a joke. Bit of a joke. He's certainly better, though, than what we've got. I mean, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling. He's certainly better than those dudes. Eric Bailly, to me, he's just not panned out. I was really excited with that signing. Not panned out. I think Victor Lindelof, I think there's a really good player there. I really do. I think there's a really good player there. But next season, he needs to start showing it. He needs to start showing it. Yeah, what's up, Frank? Frank the French in the building. What's going on? ABC Def. Maguire is fucking shit. He's worth that much because he's English. Yeah. I don't think he's worth 80 million. I think he's a solid defender, but 80 million? Not sure about that. And do you know the funny thing? So one of my friends, or not a friend per se, but an acquaintance, he's a Leicester fan, and he said Johnny Evans has been better this or last season than Maguire. So there you go. A guy we got rid of had a better season than Maguire. Yo, Seymour, you're a Newcastle fan. Damn, yeah, I feel for you guys. I really do. Letting Rafa go was terrible, terrible business. You had a genuine world class manager there, and that fat prick Mike Ashley, man, he's ruining that club. He really is ruining that club. Iose Perez as well getting sold, and Steve Bruce, man, Christ, Steve Bruce. Yeah, Ben Haynes. Yeah, Joyce got knocked out in 30 seconds against Kuzmin. Yeah. And yeah, Kuzmin looked terrible against Joey DeWaco. That fight was actually quite close. Yeah, exactly, Shah. Rivas does fade late on. A lot of people have got it a bit twisted because they've seen that Jennings knockout late on and they think he fights for like the full 12 rounds. But like in his career, for the most part, he's faded in fights. Like I mentioned earlier, Maldonado, the Herve Habu fight, Yeah, he does fade. He does fade. Again, we're getting further and further behind. We're getting further and further behind. We're behind on the scorecards, lads. The WBC open scoring, we're way behind. Jesus Christ. Okay, Seymour Cox. So you know Lewis Ritson? Okay. And he's been working hard to change his game up a bit. He knows his power at 140 won't have the same effect. That's good news to know, though. It's good that he knows that. It's good that he knows that. Yeah, ABC Def. Colombian fighters, yeah, they tend to be very tough. And also, these guys, they can all punch. Colombians, Argentinians, all of these guys can seem to, they seem to be able to punch. They produce a lot of good punches over there. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Okay, ABC. He's talking about Tom Little, Lucas Brown. Yeah, I would like to see Tom Little win, but I really don't rate him. As for Lucas Brown, I mean, what's left? It is what it is. You know, that fight's a bit of a tear up. Could be fun. Oscar Rivas, is he 34? Jesus Christ, that can't be right. 32, Oscar Rivas. Unrivaled Boxing Talking News. Rivas has never been dropped as a pro or amateur. Okay. ABC Def, neither had Parker. Okay, Unrivaled's come back and he said Parker was dropped by Timo Harakoet in the amateurs. Okay, I've never seen that. I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, ABC Def. Imagine if Rivas knocks out Dilly and Whyte. Matchroom fanboys will be in mourning. Honestly, it'd be crazy. I like Rivas, so he's got a good style, but I like both guys. Whoever wins wins. I don't really care personally, but it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I see. Well, you think Jose Perez is overrated? Yeah, MB. Leicester next season, man. They've got some pace up top. They got some pace. Going to have a nice midfield as well. And Didi, Tillysmans. Yeah, they've got a nice little team there. Yeah, Shah. Rivas looks solid and tough. I don't think White has crazy KO power, but better than average power. I think White's left hook is genuinely like one of the best punches in the division. But other than that, you know, his other shots aren't really that effective. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all in his left hook for me. Unrivaled boxing talking news. I'm a Man City fan, and I want my FIFA fantasy team to win again. ABC. Canelo has a better chin than Gennady Golovkin. You could argue that. You could argue it. Yeah, Shah. Yeah, the left hook. The left hook is definitely his best shot. Dominic's he's an Everton fan. Yeah, ABC. Yeah, Tammy Abraham. He was good out on loan at Villa. He scored some goals. Looks a solid prospect. Pulisic. Yep. You got Adoy, Loftus Cheek. Yeah, you got some good young players there. And like I said, it could be a blessing in disguise. Lampard, it's a hard job to go into, to be honest. You know, given the circumstances. But you know, there's it's going to be tough for Chelsea with no Hazard. But yeah, I would be optimistic just because of your young players. Omnisurge Media. Filip Hrgovic is fighting a Mexican heavyweight by the name of Mario Heredia. Any info on him? Yeah, Heredia, he is a decent journeyman. So he beat Laron Mitchell, who was a bit of a prospect at one point. He also beat the corpse of Samuel Peter for what that's worth. Heredia is a good journeyman, nothing more, nothing less. He's a proper journeyman, not one of these guys with a padded record who gets knocked out for fun. He is tough. He will come to fight, but no match for Hrgovic. None at all. I still expect better for Hrgovic. I expected a better opponent, but there we go. Dominic Cecchery, Newcastle United will go down. Such a bad club. Yeah, they're badly run. I think the club itself is a sleeping giant. Great fan base, big stadium, but it's never really panned out for Newcastle. There was talks about them getting taken over, and like if any club deserves a takeover, it's arguably Newcastle. You know, Omnisurge Media. Gennady Golovkin has never been hit by a puncher. He got hit by Danny Jacobs a few times. I'd say Jacobs can hit very hard at middleweight. I think Jacobs' KO ratio was way over 80% when he fought Golovkin. Maybe I'm wrong, but I see him as a puncher, definitely. Unrivaled boxing talking news. De Ligt went to Juventus. Selfish bastard. Should have gone to the UK side. He'd have cost 90 million, not 67.5. Yeah, Juventus got a good signing there. Really good buy. ABC Death. Okay, he's asking for chat. Who's got a better chin? Golovkin or Canelo? Nobody can say Canelo. Come on. I'll see how that pans out. I don't really believe there's much in it. I don't really believe there's much in it. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Dominic Cecchery. De Ligt is the only Ajax player I'm convinced on. Yeah, like Zajcec looks a player, but I really wouldn't want to take a gamble on him. To be honest with you, I think Frankie De Jong is going to be quality for Barcelona. Van der Beek, there's guys out there. There's guys out there. Ajax have got a nice little team. Hopefully they don't lose any more. But yeah, Van der Beek looks quite good. Seymour, he says Rondon is the big loss for us with Rafa. Yeah, he can cope with Perez going. Yeah, you've got some good money for Perez, to be fair, as well. But, again, you've got to ask the question, will that money get reinvested, There we go. Yeah, Shah, Canelo got rocked by Miguel Cotto's brother. Yeah. Yeah, 54 Trail Swan. Golovkin got rocked early in his career. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and like Shah says, nobody's invincible. If you get caught right, you get caught. Dominic Cecchery, Rondon is a class player. He's solid, man. He's solid. Boxing brains, yeah. I don't really rate Quigley, to be honest with you. And I do believe he will have his hands full with Turiano Johnson. I do. I don't rate Quigley. C188, Lucas Brown versus Samuel Peter. That's a real life Homer Simpson matchup. Oh, Christ. Yeah, I'd watch it. I'd watch it. Ben Haynes. He actually believes Lucas Brown will lose to Tom Little. Could happen. Lucas Brown looks shot to bits. Shot to bits. Okay, ABC Def. He doesn't rate Iose either. Okay, where are we at? ABC, they signed Perez from Newcastle. Dominic Cecchery. Guay is a better version of Ndidi. Yeah. I everybody raves about Ndidi and he's solid, but like I've not seen the player everybody else is talking about, to be honest with you. He's a good solid player, good solid midfielder, breaks the play up well. He's got okay distribution, but yeah, I would say Guay is probably more proven. He's a better player right now. The only thing with Guay, like I would love him at United, but he's getting on now. I believe he's what 30. Boxing brains. Oh, you would have made money on Morrison. Damn, damn. Always follow your own gut instincts. I've learned that lesson, man. Honestly, I've been put off so many bets, and it turns out to come through. Yeah, it's happened to me. It's happened to me. Yeah, ABC. I can imagine. Like Hazard, that's a big blow. Losing Hazard, that's a big blow. It's a big blow for the league as well, though. To be honest with you, you know, it is a big blow for the league. Honestly, Hazard on his day for me was like arguably the best player in the Prem. Arguably, I think you can make that argument. He's a tremendous player. I was gutted when we never signed him because when he went to Chelsea, like it was United, Chelsea, and Arsenal who were in for him, and it turned out Chelsea got him. But yeah, I was gutted when you guys signed him. Gutted. Team Groves, what's going on, man? Um, yeah, I've got Thurman on points, mate. Thurman close points win could be controversial. Ultimately, I just believe Thurman's legs will be the difference. Pacquiao these days, he's a lot more flat-footed, and yeah, I just think Thurman will be a bit too elusive, be a bit too he'll move around a bit too much. I think Pacquiao's going to struggle to gauge resistance and find the target. But we'll see. Could be wrong. Yeah, ABC, Golovkin was ducked. He was ducked in his heyday. Certain guys avoided him back in the day. Quillin and Dam, Mundine, Sturm. Yeah, these guys didn't want any part of him. Darren Barker was another one, believe it or not. Yeah, MB, Tagliafico from Ajax, solid player. Unrivaled boxing talking news, top 5 signings of the summer. Damn, that's a tough one. I would really need to think about it. I think you've got to say Rodri's up there. I think Leicester getting Tillsman's on a full-time basis is up there. I feel like the transfer window's been quiet this year. I would need time to think about it, to be honest. I think Arsenal, if Arsenal can get Kieran Tierney, I think they've got a great player there. I think he's very good, very talented left back. But Arsenal are trying to be cheap. 54 Trail Swan, Golovkin was being called out by Lara and Ward, but Golovkin refused to fight them. You can argue Ward, but the Lara thing, for me, the Lara thing was always BS. Because when Lara's manager was asked about it, he said, "Oh, we want $4 million." Never going to happen, to be honest. But yeah, the Ward one you can argue. I'll give you that. I never thought the Lara fight was a possibility, to be honest. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Rondon the new Roque Santa Cruz. Yeah, Roque Santa Cruz was good, man, back in the day. He was good at Blackburn. Yeah, 54 Trail Swan. Brown became a diva when he won the WBA regular, then it backfired. He did. He did. Yeah, he's a bit of a bell end, to be honest, Lucas Brown. The tattooed penis, as Dillian Whyte says. Dominic Chechery, he thinks Guay will leave. If he leaves, I'd say he's going to PSG. That's what it looks like. Unrivaled's not having it. He's saying Hazard's not better than De Bruyne. And I don't know, man. I would rather have Hazard in my team. I can't lie. I can't lie. Dominic's happy. Hazard's left the Prem. ABC, he's got Hazard over Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, there's no doubt De Bruyne on his day is an excellent player, but like Hazard for me, man, yeah, some of the goals, man, he scored over the years in the Prem. Damn, some great goals. I know we can't compare the two players, ABC, like they're two different, like obviously different players, but like if you could pick one to have in your team, I would take Hazard personally. I would take Hazard. Ben Haynes, Deweyko has a slight chance of upsetting Gassiev. Actually, I see him winning rounds, then getting KO'd. Yeah, Deweyko, he's an awkward dude. He's a small heavyweight with quick hands. He covers up really well. He can roll with shots. He's a good defensive fighter at heavyweight. He's awkward. He's tricky. You can tell the guy's been around the gyms sparring great fighters. He's got that vibe about him, you know. You can tell he's a world-class sparring partner. And that's no disrespect to him, but like you can tell he's got a lot of tricks and you know little skills and whatnot. Our series, rip Arsene Wenger, Jesus Christ. I always check those sort of things as well. Like every single boxing stream you go into, like like IFL, when they're showing cards, it's always rip Joe Rogan or something like that. Yeah, Dominic, yeah. Kieran Tierney, yeah, class. He's a very good left back. Shah Islam, do you think Froch ducked Gennady Golovkin? To be honest, not really. I think he was like half considering retirement, half considering going on. If your mind's not fully into it, I'm not really going to call that a duck. If people see it as a duck, that's fair, but me personally, not really. Not really. Yeah, Fornals, ABC Def, yeah. Very good signing for West Ham. I liked well, from what I've seen of Fornals, he looks like a real quality player. Good technical player. Shepherd of Sons in the chat. He's loving it. He's loving it. Dan Raphael has been stretched out. OD'd on bloody donuts, yeah. Opinions on Virgil van Dijk. I think he is certainly the best defender in the league. He's the best centre back in the league, arguably in the world right now. He can do everything, Good on the ball, good in the air, quick, great positioning, big game player, excellent defender. Boxing Brains, he asks, has David Price ever been on a running machine in his life? Or has he ever put on a pair of running shoes? Probably not, you know? Probably not. his cardio is terrible. Maybe it's just due to nerves. On fight night, maybe the nerves get the better of him, and he burns up too much nervous energy. But yeah, his cardio is poor, always has been. Dominic Ceccheri, Ramos is better than Van Dijk. Head to head, yeah, but like right now, I think Ramos has seen better days. Ramos though, like Ramos at his best though, he was like a never say die, win by all means necessary defender. Like, he was a great defender, one of the all-time greats as far as I'm concerned. Like he would do anything to win a football match. Like he'd break his grandma's legs to win a football match. Like, great defender. Yeah, ABC. Yeah, they got Julian Brandt, Borussia Dortmund, Thorgan Hazard as well. Yeah, Schultz. Yeah. R series: Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. Going to get flamed up, but I've got Ronaldo. But I'm a United fan, so I'm biased. So there you go. I've got Ronaldo. I've got Ronaldo. Shah Islam, thoughts on Hatton as a trainer? I feel like he teaches his fighters to fight like him. Yeah, I agree. He did a good job with Zanat Zakhayanov, who beat Rashi Warren. He did a good job there. But he's still a young trainer, I guess. He's still kind of new to the game. We'll see how it pans out. But certainly the Nathan Gorman fight, I'm not sure what the tactics were, to be honest with you. But whatever they were, they got it wrong. They got it wrong. Dominic Ceccheri, he wants to see Tyan Booth fight again. Yeah, he beat Marcus Morrison in a 4-rounder fairly recently. Shah, Zakhayanov, he actually retired after he lost to Burnett. Price versus Valuev, who would have won? Boxing Brains, he says, big stiff idiot. I've put in the idiot bit. Big stiff idiot versus Neanderthal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got Valuev by knockout. Valuev by knockout. No worries, ABC. No worries. Thank you for coming in. Ben Haynes, are you excited for Michael Conlan? Not really. I don't really rate Michael Conlan. I don't really rate Conlan, to be honest with you. He's okay. He's okay. But I don't believe he'll become a world champion. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, he's retired. Zakhayanov. Dominic Ceccheri, Villa have bought too much. Yeah, that's the only thing. I like the look of their signings, but you run the risk of doing a Fulham where on paper Fulham's business looked quite good. Seri, etc. But never panned out. Never panned out. R series. When's my next stream gonna happen? Damn. Potentially Thursday. Thursday evening, potentially. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. If it's not Wednesday or Thursday, it's gonna be maybe Sunday or Monday, to be honest. We don't really keep a schedule with the old streaming, to be fair. We don't really keep a schedule. And by the way, lads, if you could smash the like button, apparently it helps the channel out. So that would be much appreciated. Appreciated. Christ. Thank you, Don. Thank you very much. Can't listen because I'm in Mexico. I'm in a small pueblo in Mexico. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for shouting me out. I wish I was in Mexico, mate. Honestly, I wish I was. The summer over here, not been great this year. It's been okay, but yeah, we could be doing with that Mexican weather, man. We really could. I could easily live in a hot country, man. I really could, man. Man, I hate this summer when summer's dead. It winds me up. It really does. Winds me up. No worries, our series. No worries. And thank you guys. Thank you for smashing that like. We have 22 watching and we got 22 likes. There we go. There we go. We've matched it perfectly. And now it's 21. It was matched for a while. Shah Islam, yeah, Morrison Booth was around a year ago, I want to say. Maybe just over a year ago. 18 months, something like that. And by the way, who schedules a fight with Ty and Booth in a 4-rounder? Fucking insane. Terrible matchmaking, whoever did that. Terrible. Because Ty and Booth he's a good spoiler. You know, he's awkward as hell. Lanky, awkward. You know, he's actually got some ability. Just never really took his career seriously. You know? Never really took his career seriously. He gave Eubank Jr. quite a few issues years back. I know Eubank Jr. was very young, but Ty and Booth, you know, won some rounds against Eubank Jr. He did. Like, his record isn't special, Ty and Booth, like 12-11 with 5 draws. But, like, yeah, I remember, I recall this guy fighting when he was more active, and he was okay. He was okay. Not a bad fighter. CJW, yeah, I heard that. Khan Pack in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure. Apparently, Team Pacquiao have denied it. Whether they're lying or not, I don't know. But like, they've denied it. Shepherd of Sons moved to Haiti, Dell. No, I'd if I move anywhere, like if I'd stay in Europe, I'd definitely stay in Europe. Maybe America. America. Not sure where in America though. I guess like Miami or something. Back in Florida, somewhere in Florida, I don't know. Yeah, boxing brains. Vlasov versus Chilemba is pretty good. Pretty good fight. I've got Vlasov though. Ben Haynes, Joe Smith Jr. should fight Kaladzic next. Good fight. I would like to see it. Now, apparently, Joe Smith Jr. is supposed to be fighting Callum Johnson, but still no word. I've been hearing that for months, you know? Still no word. Shepherd of Sons. Yeah, move to the US and join the LDBC. Yes, sir. Oh, Jesus Christ. Work my way up the hierarchy. Christ. Move to the US and be a top rank commentator. I'd love to be a commentator, but I talk too much shit. I don't think I've got the voice for it. Okay, Dominic, Callum Johnson is fighting Smith Jr. Callum Johnson told you that in person. See, we're getting exclusives here on the An Evening with Uncle Dell streams. We're getting exclusives. There we go. It's a great fight though. Callum Johnson versus Joe Smith Jr. Somebody is getting knocked out. If that fight goes for distance, I am a Dutchman. Great fight, though. Great fight. Ben Haynes, who would I favour in that fight? I would lean towards Johnson in the narrowest of ways. I just believe Johnson's a better boxer all round. He's a good counterpuncher. I believe he's got a bit more variety in his work, and I think he will walk on. He's going to walk Smith Jr. onto a big shot, and I think he will knock him out. Having said that, Smith could get there first, and he could knock Johnson out. It's a great fight. It really is a great fight. Makes a lot of sense. And by the way, I do really like Callum Johnson. I think he's a really good talent. Yeah, CJW, Pack versus Thurman won't sell more than 10k buys in the UK, yeah. They have actually lowered the price. It's only £12.95. I think that's good value for money. If I was in, I would actually buy that pay-per-view and stream the Dillian Whyte one. I wouldn't have any problem paying for the Pacquiao Thurman card. And yeah, Dominic, Johnson Smith Jr., that could be an absolute barn burner. Absolute barn burner. I really want to see it, you know? I really want to see it. Okay, just had a few notifications there. Let's get rid of those. Let's get rid of those. Let's get rid of those. So we've got the main two cards this weekend, as we've discussed. Um, is there anything else? You've got Sorrow. We've also talked about that. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. Um, Not really by looks of it. No, they're the main cards. We've discussed the main cards. Oh, Teofimo Lopez. He's fighting on Friday. Bruv, I didn't even realise that. See, I can't even do a post-fight for that because I'm out on Saturday and most of Sunday. Yeah, I've got a lot of fights to catch up on Sunday. Yeah, Top Rank have got. Yeah, Top Rank on Friday have a card. Lopez versus Nakatani. Dadashayev versus Matthias. Falcao's fighting. Cassius Chaney's on the card. Dusty Hernandez Harrison. Yeah, there's a few prospects on that card as well. Yeah, Teofimo, though, he's in a fight he should win. He's a big favourite. Yeah, Teofimo, yeah. Yeah, 54 Trail Swan, yeah. It's a bit of a bad move, though, putting Pacquiao versus Thurman pay-per-view at 3 a.m. in the morning. I do agree. It's a bad move. It's a bad move. But at the same time, like, for value for money, I think it's better value for money than Whyte Rivas. I do. 54 Trail Swan, I'm not paying for pay-per-view. I don't care how much it is. Fair play. I very rarely pay. Usually, if I watch a pay-per-view, like a lot of the time it's when I'm with friends. So we're all there, drinking some beer. We'll stick the boxing on. We'll have a laugh. We'll have a good time. But like, if I'm on my own, I rarely buy pay-per-views. Rarely. I'm really tight when it comes to pay-per-views. I will buy something I feel is worth it. Like I purchased Gassiev versus Gassiev versus Usyk when that was pay per view in the UK because I felt that fight was something special, so I bought it. But like, yeah, I buy very few pay per views. Voice crack, fucking hell. I reckon Hearn's flying drugs in like Bill Clinton. That's why I bum Mexico and Italy cards. Yeah, listen, man. I like the idea of these Italy cards. I do like the idea. I like the idea of, branching the sport out to different countries. But like, it's taken away from what's happening in the UK, to be honest with you. Right now, it just looks like quantity over quality on Sky. There's a lot of cards, but like pretty poor for the most part. It's pretty poor. There we go. uh, Boxing brains. It's Hearn gay with that Smith guy. I reckon he is. Yeah, that Frank Smith guy is a bit of a clown, to be honest. Seymour Cox, look at the chief support on that top rank card. Isn't it Dadashayev, I believe. Maxime Dadashayev. Sabriel Matthias versus Maxime Dadashayev. Yeah. Now Matthias actually has a knockout ratio of 100%, 13 fights, 13 knockouts. And Dadashayev is also 13-0 with 11 knockouts. That's a good fight, Yeah, that's a good fight. Prospect versus prospect. Fair play to Top Rank. Dominic Ceccheri. I don't watch the Italy cards, but I can imagine it would be good to go to. Yeah. I watched the first Matchroom Italy card, and that was okay. So that was Turchi versus Conquest. It was Joe Hughes versus Scarpa. And what was the last one? I forgot the last one, but that card was okay. It wasn't too bad for like a Friday night. It wasn't too bad. I liked it. If they was at that standard, not a problem. But like the last couple have been poor, really poor. Yeah, Dominic, that's the one I watched, the one with Joe Hughes. That was okay. I felt it was okay anyway. Dominic Ceccheri, what does Frank Smith do? I've got no fucking clue. No idea at all. No bloody idea. We've been going for 115 minutes, lads. Have we got a bit more time in us? We do. I think we've got a bit more time. We've got a bit more time. But yeah, that top rank card could be okay. I've got no clue about this Nakatani guy who Lopez is fighting. I know that's an IBF final eliminator. So obviously the winner of this fight is in line to fight Richard Comey. But yeah, Nakatani, no idea. I need to do some research, but I've not really got the time, if I'm being completely honest. Anybody in the chat, have you guys seen Nakatani fight before? If so, drop us your thoughts in the chat. Yeah, Dominic, Frank Smith is there for the IFL interviews. Yeah, probably. You're probably right, mate. He's there for the limelight. Yeah, 54 Trail Swan. Hearn gives all of the good shit to America for cheap, then turns around and gives UK shit fights on pay-per-view and on subscription channels. Yeah, exactly. And nobody questions it. Yep. Exactly. So look at Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker. Tremendous fight. Beautiful fight. And look what we're getting. Look what we're getting over here. Lucas Brown versus Dave Allen headlining on Sky. Joke. Absolute joke. But there we go. CJW, do you prefer Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney? I believe both guys are very good prospects, but right now, I do prefer Devin Haney. I think he's got a higher ceiling. I believe he's shown us a bit more about himself. Like, he showed a few different sides to his game. I've seen him stick and move behind that jab. I've seen him be fairly defensive. I've seen him be aggressive, working the body, working up close. He's just shown me more variety, you know? He's shown me more variety. I like what I see from Devin Haney. But I do rate Lopez. I think Lopez is a very good talent. He's very young. He can go a long way. He can go a long way. But I do prefer Devin Haney. Hearn is definitely gay. That woman sat next to him as an escort. Oh dear. On the Surge Media, I think Lopez is being rushed. Potentially. I mean, listen, if he beats Nakatani, which he should do according to the odds, he's got to fight Richard Comey. Comey is no joke. Does he get hit? Yeah. Is he a little bit basic with his skill set? Yeah. But he's a big lump who can punch. And he does do the basics well. He's got a nice jab when he uses it, decent timing, good punch technique, good body puncher. Bro, I'm telling you now, Richard Comey is not going to be a walkover for Teofimo Lopez. That's not an easy fight. It's not an easy fight at all. And there's every chance he could come unstuck there. That's a really good fight, though. Devin Haney versus Teofimo. Could be a bit too soon. Could be a bit too soon. Yeah, CJW. Lopez wants Loma. Yeah, I think he'd get beaten up. He'd get beaten up. Boxing brains. Are you actually being serious? Eddie Hearn's picked up Brown versus Little. Brown, really? Brown versus Little as main event? Nah, nah, no. I'm not having that. Surely not. Surely not. Devil Haney. Jesus. 54 Trail Swan. Dell, what do you think of Teofimo's chin? I think he's untested. I know he got dropped in sparring. You know, that clip got leaked, but sparring. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see him in there with like a counter puncher because he does come in square on at times. He leads with power shots. You know, a good counter puncher with power. It would be interesting. It would be interesting. Yeah, CJW. Lucas Brown versus Tom Little pub fight. That's a fight you see outside the kebab shop on a Friday night. You know, you probably see better. You're probably going to see better fights outside a kebab shop on Friday night. To be honest, better technique, better punch technique. You know. No, I'm gutted though. This weekend, man, I'm really gutted. I'm not seeing the fights live. I'm so gutted. One of the best weekends of the year, if not the best weekend of the year, and I'm fucking booked up. Annoying, annoying. But there we go. That's life. Sometimes real life gets in the way, unfortunately. CJW, what is your top 5 pound for pound list? To be honest, mate, I've never been the type to make lists in terms of pound for pound. I will rank divisions. I've done that in the past where I've gone through a division and ranked my top 10, but I've never really released a top 10, top 5 pound for pound list. Maybe in the future, but right now, I've not really got one. I'll be honest. I've not really got one. Yeah, Dominic. So, like this year, I've been, I don't know, actually, I've missed quite a few good fights live. I've missed quite a few good fights, and there's an off chance I'm missing Hooker versus Ramirez as well. So we'll see. We'll see. We might have to get our way out of that one. You know. To be fair though, this weekend should be quite good. It's not like I'm gonna be doing something dull. Gonna be getting boozed up in London, so there we go. Should be decent. Should be decent. Fucking going on one of those fucking silent disco things. I've got no fucking clue what they are, but should be interesting. My question is, how the fuck are you going to pull in a silent disco? How the fuck's that work? No official. I'm not. I'm not from London. Well, I was born in London. Yeah, I was born in London, but I've basically lived in Bedfordshire my whole life. So Bedfordshire is like where I live is about 40 miles from London. Half my family's from Manchester, and half is from down south. Dominic, silent discos are apparently really fun. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I'm just wondering how it's going to work with like trying to get lucky, like fucking tap on her shoulder. Like I don't know how it's going to work. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Shepherd of Sons. Hopefully, my kidneys remain intact when I wake up in the morning. Hopefully, I still have them. Hopefully, I don't get stabbed. But there we go. Boxing brains. The Zone unveiled a new Galactico signing, Jimmy Kelly. I know you're taking the piss. I know you're taking the piss. That guy looks like the Milky Bar kid, Jimmy Kelly. um, CJW. I was born in Hackney. I was born in Hackney. Dominic. Okay, you're from Hearts. Okay. Yeah, I go back and forth to Hearts quite a lot. CJW, sorry. What do you think of white chocolate? Nikita Ababi. He looks okay. He looks quite solid. Seems to be, a decent puncher, fairly aggressive. I like his style. It's very early though. It's very early. It's like they was hyping that Joey Spencer kid, um, with the PBC. And in his last fight, that's the first I've seen of him. He looked pretty poor to me. I know he's very young. It's very early, but yeah, he didn't really impress me. I think with these young prospects, these like 18, 19-year-olds, it's really hard to judge. It is really hard to judge them, you know. But he looks okay, Nikita Barbie. He looks pretty good. He seems like a pretty cool dude as well. Matt Heisman. Anybody else think Dave Allen is getting a bit big for his boots, gloating about money and how he's now world level? Yeah, yeah, he is. He is. It's kind of got to his head. I mean, he's talking about fighting Povetkin after beating David Price. I'm sorry, but Povetkin would absolutely muller Dave Allen. Don't put that fight on. If Dave Allen beats David Price, then don't put him in there with Povetkin. Don't do it. Jesus Christ. Shepherd of Sons. He hopes Allen fights Povetkin. You sick fuck. I think Povetkin massacres him. To be quite honest, I think he beats him up, stops in mid rounds. Like, yeah, I mean, if Dave Allen beats Price, where does he go really? The guy's not world level. He's not world level, man. He's never going to be world level. He's not European level. Ajit Kabayel would box rings around him. If he fought a Kabayel, I wouldn't be mad because he's not really going to get badly hurt. He's going to get schooled. But like against Povetkin, the guy's going to get fucked up. Tone, he says, feed him to Povetkin. Oh shit. Oh, Shepherd of Sons, feed him to Makhmudov. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ben Haynes. Ben Haynes, he's not a fan of Dave Allen. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan. Like, he seems like an okay kid, but like, yeah, recently, yeah, he's got a bit big for his boots. He has. He has. David Allen versus Samuel Peter. Let's get it. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of Dave Allen. I'd like in all honesty, I'd love David Price to beat him. Yo, what's up? Get this smoke. What's up? Get this smoke. Dave Allen is a man of the people. No, David Price. He's a man of the plumbers. Team Price. Screw Dave Allen. But yeah, talking about Dave Allen versus Povetkin is crazy. Yeah, Dominic, Allen versus Dubois. Go for it. British title, fair play. Dubois beats Allen, he'll knock him out, but it's a good test for Dubois in terms of going a few rounds. Unrivaled boxing talking news. Tone, Samuel Peter versus David Price. Who wins? Do you know what? I think Samuel Peter would knock out David Price. Believe it or not. I honestly believe Samuel Peter would still knock David Price out even today. Because in the first couple of rounds against Hughie Fury, he was going for it. And Hughie Fury could evade those shots. But can Dave Price? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And if Sam Peter connects on David Price, that dude's going to sleep. I don't care. I don't care if the guy's 45 years old and morbidly obese. Boxing brains, Dell. I'll come clubbing, but I'm too old. Probably fall asleep on the dance floor. uh, nah, you're never too old, mate. You're never too old. Never too old to have a good time, man. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Dimitrenko versus Samuel Peter. Let's get it. I think Samuel Peter beats him. Yeah. Matt Heisman, I agree. David Price, he is gunshine now. A couple of years ago, Alan gets stopped early and gets his ears boxed off. Yeah. I agree. If Price had a bit more confidence about him, he beats Alan. But he looked terrible against Cash Ali, and he looked bad against Tom Little. If the same Price from the Kuzmin and Povetkin fight turns up, I would actually expect him to win. But I'm going based on his last two fights. I think Alan beats him. Dominic Chechery. I'd rather see Price versus Peter rather than Beterbiev Vodzik. Oh shit! I'd love to see it. I can't lie. I would love to see it. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Dell don't go to a silent disco, bruv. It's all booked, man. It's all booked. It's tickets. So like it's on like a boat on the Thames, believe it or not. So we'll see how that pans out. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out. Exactly, boxing brains. If you get that money, just do a Don King. Pay a bunch of hookers to be around you. There you go, sorted. Azzy, Azzy. Stop it, Dell. You're a casual. Alan will decapitate Price for Plumber. You're going to be laughing when David Price lands that big right hand. Trust me. Trust me. Matt Heisman, silent discos are a weird one. What type of music? What type of music is it? Do you know what, mate? I've got no clue. No clue at all. From what I heard, you can choose. There's like different playlists and shit, and like you can. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I've heard good and bad about these silent discos. Some say they're good. Some say they're terrible. There's no real in between. So, unrivaled boxing talk and news. It's like going to a brothel with no brothers. uh, Jonathan Williams in the chat. He says if Price hits as hard as everybody makes out, then Alan could be in trouble. But the latest training videos, Alan's head movement is looking very good, and we know he has the stamina and power. Yeah, he does. Like down the stretch, it certainly favours David Allen. To be honest, if Price hasn't got rid of him in 4, maybe 5 rounds, I think Price has lost it. You know, I think Price has lost it. Matt Heisman, Dell, get on some DMB and a couple of disco biscuits and have a good one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Dominic, that's what I thought. I think you choose your own music. I think you do. It's going to be interesting, man. You know, try and pull. We'll try and pull, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Azzy. David Price. Yeah, he's got lungs for like 3 rounds, maybe. Yeah, maximum 3 rounds. Yeah, the guy's got hamster lungs, David Price. Not only does he have a real small head, he's got hamster lungs. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I'm waiting for the day when Dave Allen just gets starched. It's going to happen eventually. Eventually, David Allen's chin is going to be cracked. It's going to happen. The guy gets hit too much. He does, has he? The guy's got a tiny ass head. Like, and that's the thing. I agree with Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan and CJW. It's like it's replicating it on Fight Night with Dave Allen. The guy's clearly got some nice movement. He can slip and slide a bit, but he never does it on Fight Night. Like he doesn't do it enough. Yeah, Dominic. Listen, man. I don't watch Eddie Hearn interviews anymore. I gave one a try today. The IFL one, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You know, I just couldn't do it. You know. But there we go. Azzy, I don't hate Allen or Price. I don't really dislike either guy. I know it sounds like I hate Dave Allen, but I would prefer Price to win, and I would prefer David Price to cork out a beautiful right hand on the chin that nails Dave Allen. That's what I would prefer. Because say what you want about David Price, at least he kind of takes boxing seriously. He kind of comes in shape. I know he came in really heavy under Dave Caldwell, but for the most part, he takes it serious. Boxing brains. uh, Price is a Goomba. Jesus. Fucking hell. Yeah, CJW, I agree. Dubois stops both Price and Allen. He will brutally knock out David Price, and he would grind Allen down. I'd say he would stop Allen mid rounds. I think he'd stop Allen mid rounds. Matt Heisman. Anybody heard of that Albanian fella on VO2 show the other night? Was at VO2 and literally 1,000 Albanian gang types turned up for his untelevised fight and they were kicking off. Fair play to him, man. He's got a following. Yeah, the Albanians are crazy people, man. Again, all those type of countries, they come out to support their own. You've got to respect it. They really come out and support. But yeah, Albanians ain't to be fucked around with. By the way, they're definitely about it. You know. And yeah, I've heard of him though. I have heard of him. As he says, Hearn interviews are more entertaining than his shows these days. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, CJW. Yeah, Dave Allen, he turned up to a fight without his boxing shoes. Exactly. That says it all. That says it all about Dave Allen, you know? And really, let's be honest about it. We shouldn't have to give praise to a guy showing up in shape. Should be his job, right? Yeah, Jonathan Williams, Prince Patel, man, lost every single round, didn't let his hands go, shelled up, got banged up to the body. Terrible performance. Yeah, he lost pretty much every round. Pretty much every round he lost. Terrible performance. But you're right, he'll talk some shit and he'll get another fight. Yeah, Omni Surge, that's it. I'm pretty sure it's Matty. Yeah, Jonathan, I thought he would win as well. I felt it was like selective matchmaking. Prince Patel, look at his matches so far. He's fought some absolute bin men and somehow got himself a shot at the IBO. Yeah, Dominic, I totally agree. I don't get why boxing fans are so interested in money and splits. Yeah, money splits, viewing figures, and things like that. I don't get it. You see a load of these fans about though. Yes, you see it a lot on Twitter. People obsessed with like backing one network or backing one promoter. I just don't understand it. How can you enjoy boxing that way? Seriously, I don't understand it. I don't understand wanting a certain promoter or network to fail. It's in our best interests that all of these guys succeed. You know, but there we go. I don't get it. I don't get it. It is what it is, though. I guess some people are more interested in that side of things. You know, each to his own. Matt Heisman, he says it was strange. They took all they all took other people's seats and then refused to move. Then all left about 4 hours before the end of the event. after the Albanian fought. Jesus, crazy. Yeah, man. But at least they come out to support their guy, I guess. And listen, man, I ain't gonna tell a bloody Albanian to move from his seat. Do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell that dude to move. There's gonna be like seven more of them around the corner to do your head in. So yeah, get this smoke. They do. A lot of people enjoy hating more than actual boxing. You know, it is what it is. I guess it's like, listen, man. There's a difference between being critical of like a promoter or network than like downright hating and wishing they fail. There's a big difference. As fans, we should be critical of promoters and networks, blah blah blah. But you get these clowns who like, regardless of what their regardless of what their favorite promoter does or TV network does, they'll back it to the hilt. Could be shit fight after shit fight, they'll back it. You know. But there we go. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Omni-surge media. Just imagine if all of the promoters, managers, advisors, networks work together. The fights and the fight cards would be great. Exactly. All I'm saying, Azzy, is like, let's say this whole Billy Joe Saunders situation. Yeah, if Callum Smith fights John Ryder next, bruv, that's a duck, man. I don't care. That's a duck. That's an absolute duck. If he fights a Golovkin, a Canelo, you know, fair play. But if he fights somebody worse than Billy Joe, he can go and fuck himself, as far as I'm concerned. And if you followed this channel, you would know I'm not a Billy Joe fan. I'm really not. But it's not his fault in in this circumstance. It's not his fault. And by the way, I would pick Callum Smith to beat Billy Joe as well, but that's irrelevant. I think Billy Joe would get stopped in that fight. But we need to see it. We need to see it. Unification fight between two unbeaten British fighters. Let's get it. Let's get it. Now unrivaled. I don't like. I'm not a fan of Billy Joe. I'm not a fan of Billy Joe. I get accused of being a Tyson. Well, not anymore so much, but like I used to get accused of being like a Tyson Fury, Billy Joe hater all the time. Yo, abstract boxing and stuff. What's going on, man? Shepherd of Sons, as he's a troll sometimes. Don't take him too seriously. As he's all right. As he's all right. He's all right. If you say so, unrivaled. If you say so. Yeah, boxing brains. That's never happened to me. To be fair, I've heard it. I've heard it happening to other people though, about getting refused entry because there's no females with you. I've heard it happen before, but there's always like some go-to females we can get to come. You know, but there we go. Living the dream, yes sir. Me too. Me too. Yo, Dominic, he's been in the chat since the start. Now he's dropping out. No, thank you for coming by, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Azzy, if Callum Smith or Matchroom send Billy Joe an offer and it's better than that original offer, he's got to take it. He's got to take it because ultimately, it's not going to be a worse offer, is it? It's not going to be a worse offer for Billy Joe. He's not going to offer Billy Joe less money than what his own promoter would. So yeah, if Callum renegotiates and they offer Billy Joe the fight, and Billy Joe turns it down, then he deserves criticism. It's fair. It's fair enough. But at the same time, at some point, these two guys need to sit down and stop being little divas. You know, it's not like these guys have a great resume where they've got multiple good wins. No, they've got a couple of good wins each. Well, Callum Smith has one good win. Billy Joe's got a couple good wins. Like these guys are prima donnas. I'm A side. No, I'm A side. Just fucking get it on. I really don't care. You know, these guys are no fucking Pacquiao. They're no Floyd Mayweather. No, shouldn't be getting this type of behaviour. You should be proving yourself. You should be actually building your profile by fighting good guys. And when you're at a stage where you've got a good resume, where you're proven, then you can start calling the shots. But when you've got one good fucking win, come off it. Come off it. Yeah, snake hips. I think I agree. Joe Gallagher. Yeah, yeah. Joe Gallagher making demands to Canelo, like Canelo needs to come to Liverpool. The guy's a clown, absolute clown. You know, but that is the issue of boxing these days. You see a guy, he'll get one good win, he'll pick up a world title. You know, maybe one or two good wins, and then all of a sudden, you know, he becomes a prima donna. Fucking sick of it. It's like Josh Warrington. Like, granted, he's got a couple of good wins. He's got three good wins: Galahad, Selby, and Frampton. Good wins. But like saying to Shakur Stevenson, "No, get a belt." What are you talking about? Fucking, he's a world class fighter. As a world champion, you should defend your belts against world class fighters. If you can't get a unification fight, why not Shakur Stevenson? Why not? Yeah, Snake Hips. I can't stand Joe Gallagher. I can't stand him. I think he gets a bit, you know, too much criticism as a trainer, but as a manager, he's a clown and like he speaks too much. He speaks too much. Damn, Snake Hips. I thought you were English. I assumed you was English for some reason. I don't know why. Oh shit! Unrivaled boxing talk and news. What do you think of Adam Booth doing the having Joe Joyce throw bolo punches? Ridiculous, ridiculous. 1 second, lads. I'm gonna get a drink. Right, we are back, lads. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, okay. Snake Hips, you're a scouser. Snake Hips, what English fighters are racking up title defenses like Carl Froch did? Yeah, exactly. You know, you've got Cal Yafai, he's made a few defenses, but who's he fought? Warrington's made a good start, but again, a long way to go. Yeah, right now it's not looking too promising as far as I'm concerned. There's nobody in the UK that's like, I don't know, like really impressing me right now. CJW, Caleb Plants beats Callum Smith. I think it's a good fight, but I would actually favour Callum Smith. I think super middleweight will come down to Callum Smith and David Benavidez. That's what I believe. I know Benavidez is quite unproven, but I do believe in him. I do. Yeah, Matt Heisman's made a good point. Plant himself is actually unproven, but given everything in his personal life, we can't fully judge him. Yeah, as we haven't seen him in a fully clear headspace yet. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, snake hips. No, that's true. Josh Taylor. Yeah, Josh Taylor's doing some good things, man. That World Boxing Super Series. If anybody enters that, I'll give him credit. Ultimately, Azzy, what is Booth's plan with Joe Joyce? Is he teaching him anything, mate? Christ knows. I mean, Joe Joyce, he's going through trainers like it's going out of fashion. I never got that Joe Joyce, Adam Booth switch up. I didn't get it. For me, Joe Joyce is the furthest thing away from an Adam Booth fighter. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, Corey Lee, man. Shout out to Corey Lee. Yeah, we're still live, man. We're still live. We've been going for ages. Just over 2 hours, I think. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. The second the lad loses, you'll stop calling him British and start calling him Scottish like Andy Murray. Nah, bro, I'm not about that. To be honest with you, mate, I use the term British, but I don't even see myself as British. I'm English. That's how I see it anyway. I'm English. Shepherd of Sons, Pro Grace about to beat that boy up. Could happen. Certainly could happen. I see that as genuinely a 50-50 fight. I can't really call it. It's a tremendous fight. Yeah, Corey Lee. Yeah, Callum Smith can definitely rack up those title defenses. He's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. We just want to see him push on now and fight some of the elite guys at 168. Caleb Plant's another one. Yeah, Caleb Plant's a good fighter. I enjoyed his performance against Uskatigi. But if I had to bet at 168, I think it will come down to Callum Smith and Benavidez. I think they're the two guys who stand out for me. But I do like Plant. I do. I've actually wrote him off before against Uskatigi, so he could prove me wrong again. Yeah, abstract. Taylor is definitely the goods. Very versatile. Very versatile. Both guys are versatile though. That's the thing. Abstract. Like Prograis himself, I've seen him fight on the back foot. I've seen him apply pressure. He's got punching power, head movement, good hand speed, good reaction time, lovely distance control. He can do pretty much everything. Prograis. He can do pretty much everything, and he's a very dangerous fighter. I wonder how Josh Taylor's going to deal with that punch power of Prograis. And vice versa, though. Vice versa. It's a great fight. It really is a great fight. I can't call it right now. I would really need to go back and watch multiple fights from each fighter to like refresh my memory, and then go from there. It's a brilliant fight though. Now that's a fight to get excited about. Yeah, I can see why official. I can see why. I can see why you'd go for Prograis. Again, Prograis. I don't get why he's not being hyped in America. I don't get it. Does his face not fit? Is it because of where he's from? I don't get it. Like that guy, I think actually is about it. You know, he wants to fight for best. He's got a lovely style to watch. He's confident. He's ambitious. I don't get why this guy doesn't get like hyped up. And yet guys like Gervonta Davis will get pushed beyond belief. I don't get it. I really don't get it. For Quags, he's got Taylor by split decision. Yeah, it's going to be damn close, man. It's going to be damn close. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. I agree. I think Pro Grace is very skilled. He's very, like I said, he's well rounded. He's very well rounded. Yeah, big up Tommy. Minimax boxing in the chat. Shout out to Minimax. And by the way, lads, Minimax has a channel, so check him out. Who do I have between Dillian Whyte and Luis Ortiz? I would lean towards Luis Ortiz in like the narrowest way, but like I'm not convinced of Luis Ortiz these days. I think he's well past it. Do you know what? Actually, maybe Dillian Whyte. Maybe Dillian Whyte down the stretch. I think Luis Ortiz will be very dangerous early on, but if he hasn't got Whyte out of there in 4 or 5 rounds, I could see Luis Ortiz badly gassing. And when Dillian gets to that body, I think Luis Ortiz could be toast, to be honest. Tough fight to call, though. Tough fight to call. No, Azzy, I said no. I changed my mind. I've gone for Whyte. I've gone for Whyte. Skill for skill, Luis Ortiz is better than Whyte. Like when Luis Ortiz, before the Wilder fight, I think he would have beaten Dillian. Snake hips. Luis Ortiz is too dusty. CJW. Pro Grace apparently lost a controversial decision to Spence in the amateurs. Okay. Yeah, abstract. The Ortiz that beat Jennings was a very good proposition. But, you know, he was... we never really got to see him at his best against elite level competition. It kind of happened too late for him. But there we go. Okay, it's I'll have to I'll look into that Pro Grace Spence fight in the amateurs. But I do think Pro Grace is the real deal. So's Josh Taylor. Whoever wins or loses, listen, man, the loser's still going to go on to have a very good career. The loser is still a world-class fighter. In that instance, you know, you can't go down on, but you can't be like too harsh at the loser. Yeah, Mini Max, I could see Whyte late stoppage. I think Ortiz, like I say, dangerous early on, but I think the bodywork of Dillian eventually will get to him. CJW, old Tees should hang them up. Yeah, he's done. He probably is done. Deontay Wilder's going to give him his last paycheck, and he'll get put to sleep. I think Wilder, he knocks him out earlier this time, probably in 4 or 5 rounds, maybe less than that. Wouldn't be surprised if the guy gets blasted out in a round, to be honest with you. Oh, that's a good question. Mini Max Boxing. Who is your favourite prospect at the moment? If I have to say a favourite, I would say Israel Madrimov, to be honest. But I do like Devin Haney. I like Teofimo. I like Joshua Boatsi. There's a lot of dudes I like, but I think Madrimov. Yeah, Makhmudov as well. Shepherd of Sons. I like Makhmudov. Hergovich. Yeah, there's guys out there I'll rate. There's a lot of good prospects, man. A lot of good prospects. Oh, yeah, Snake Hips, you are right, to be fair. Tio is more of a contender now. He's like an IBF. Yeah, he's in an IBF eliminator. Probably not really a prospect anymore. Yeah, Mini Max. Jaron Ennis, very good fighter. I know McGregor in the chat, he rates Jaron Ennis very highly as well. Shakur Stevenson, yep. Rubese Ramirez, who's turning pro very shortly in August for Cuban, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Snake Hips, I would say Dubois still a contender. Still a prospect, I would say. Yeah, Lee McGregor out of Scotland. Good prospect. Yeah, Ali Akhmedov, he looked quite good on the Golovkin undercard. Golovkin rolls. Yeah, he looked quite good. 168. Yeah, unrivaled. What's going on with Ennis? Official scorecard. Is Besbutin too old to be called a prospect? I guess so. I think he's highly rated in the WBA as well. Very highly rated. I do like Besbutin though. I love his movement. I love he's got one of those styles that's just so pleasing on the eye. I like Besbutin. Can he step it up to elite level? We'll see, but he's certainly a good prospect. I would like to see Besbutin fight Kavalauskas, to be quite honest. That's what I would like to see. And then the winner of that maybe fight Crawford. But it looks like Kavalauskas is getting that Crawford fight right away. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, so Besbutin is food for Crawford. That's Shepherd of Sons. I would certainly favour Crawford. Yeah, Mini Max, that's the main thing. As long as Ennis is like in the gym every single day, getting sparring, improving, working on things, then that's the main thing. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Ah, no, Sergio. To me, Sergio Garcia is that he's a contender now. He says to Shepherd, "There's a new Cuban heavyweight. Who is he?" Yeah, that guy. Is it Fare, something like that? I don't know. I don't know his name. Let me Google it. I think it's like Faure. I want to say Faure. Yeah, Frank Sanchez Fare. By the way, lads, have a look at this. 1 second. I'm going to leave you with this. Google that dude's name. Go on BoxRec and look at the guy's picture. Look at the guy's picture and tell me that guy's 26 years old. Ridiculous. That guy looks about 50. Okay, Azzy. Pero. Okay. I'll have to look him up. I might have already seen him. Shepherd of Sons. If Hergovich sparked him, I've probably seen him before then in the Olympics. Yeah. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. He's 52. He looks it. He looks fucking ancient. He looks ancient. But I've heard a few people talking about this dude recently. This Frank Sanchez dude. You've also got Robert Alfonso coming out of Cuba. But there we go. There we go. Yeah, official. I agree. I like Yulusanov. Very good amateur. I remember when he schooled Josh Kelly in the amateurs, but as a pro, it doesn't look like his style is turning over well. Doesn't look like it's working out for him right now. But I do like him a lot. I do like him, but I just don't think his style is made for the pro game. Right, yeah, right, lads. We're gonna have to call it quits. I've got an early start tomorrow. I've actually stayed on way longer than I expected. Um, when I say an early start, got to wake up about 7:30 maybe. Yeah, 7:30 a.m. So it's early for me. It's early for me. Um, yeah, thank you guys for showing out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for dropping the like, and we'll definitely do. We might do one more before the weekend. If it is, I would say it's going to be Thursday, to be honest with you. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.